As if I didn't have enough problems.
Hey,
So you're the fellow who fought his way into camp, huh?
that got around fast.
Told you that before.
Franco was a tough nut. No one messed with him. No one. Except you. Just to make it clear, if you try the same shit with me, I'll kill you.
Anything's possible.
I want to get into the mine.
Of course you do. Then you're in the right place with me. Because everyone who digs in the mine gets to keep a hefty share of the gold. And I hand out the red stones you need so that Thoris will let you in.
Give me one of those red stones.
Okay, but they aren't free. Normally I demand a share of the gold the boys get for digging. How much do you know about mining gold, huh? You probably learned a few tricks, right? If I give you a redstone, it won't be because you're such a great digger. No,
Anything's possible.
I have another job for you.
There's more, believe me.
What sort of job?
One of the bandits planned to kill me, but instead, my
You don't
guards
have to tell me that.
killed him.
He was hot for your job, huh?
He was an idiot. A thug without a brain.
Can't
He
rely
never
on
would have
that.
got the idea to attack me on his own.
Do you really
Nah. He was only fulfilling a contract. Someone else sent him.
Known better.
So, I'm supposed to find out who was behind it.
Whoever sent me this assassin will pay for it.
Can't
Find
rely
him,
on that.
and I'll let you into the mine.
Senyan sent me to you about this business.
Senyan?
You don't
He
have
also works for me. I told him he should keep his eyes open.
I wouldn't have done that.
How should I go about it?
Everyone here in the camp knows about it. So you're playing with all your cards on the table, huh? Try to find out who's on my side and who isn't.
known better.
And don't let the boys make a fool of you. Talk to Snaff.
More trouble.
That fat cook picks up a lot.
You don't have to tell me that.
I need better armor.
Exactly what
Why? You already have some. That's good enough for you now. If you complete your assignment,
I won't be
we'll
treated.
talk about it again.
You don't have to tell me that.
Do you really think?
Been there, done that.
That's
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Listen, I don't want anything to do with that business, got it? I have my own worries. I'm a victim myself.
In what way?
I paid a lot of gold for my last delivery, but it never came. Some swine made off with it. I've been robbed, probably by some of our own people.
Been there, done that.
What sort of delivery?
A packet of lockpicks. Someone was supposed to get them from the pirates for me. But a guy named Juan snatched it away from me, including the gold that I paid for it. That bastard is hiding somewhere in the swamp.
Do you really think?
Juan worked for Esteban.
What?
Don't play games with me. You knew about it.
Fine, you're right. But I hope you also realize why I didn't tell you about it. Everyone in the camp knows you work for Esteban. I don't have any desire to get dragged into this business just because you're hot for a red stone.
I'm not really working for Esteban.
So, you want to pull the wool over the old swine's eyes? Then I'll give you some good advice. Keep it to yourself. When it comes to Esteban, trust no one. Not even me. Got it? Now enough about that. We don't want to be overheard.
No idea. You tell me.
I won't be treated.
Never change. Staying on it.
Nobody ever asks me.
You don't have to tell me that.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
I used to say that myself. I couldn't get away with that.
You already know what I think.
That's no secret.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
You know the rule. No one goes into the mine without a redstone tablet.
Forget the mine. I have to see Raven.
Even then, we have rules here, and they apply to everyone, even to you.
It had
Go
to happen
back.
sooner or later.
If you try to enter the upper square without permission, the other guards will kill you. Those are the rules.
Things I could
If you
tell
have a problem with that, go talk to Esteban.
Why haven't I heard
He's responsible for the camp.
Things would have turned
Wait a
out
minute.
differently if it hadn't been for us.
You don't have to ask me that.
Things would have turned out differently if it hadn't been for us.
It's important that I get to Raven.
Oh, yeah? Do you really think you can make it through to him? His guards have orders not to let anyone in. You'd be dead before you even saw him. So knock that idea out of your head.
Hey, you! Don't you remember me from the old camp?
You were one of the prisoners. Maybe you were one of my guards. And? Does that make us allies now? No, it doesn't. Maybe you're the guy who brought down the barrier. Maybe you also killed my pals. So what? Those times are over. You want in? Then get yourself a red stone and don't waste my time.
Come on, let me in, for old time's sake.
Let me explain something to you. Do you know why I'm still alive? Because I've always been loyal to my people. I don't have to agree with everything Raven does, but I'll stick to the rules. And so will you.
Hey, what's with your armor? Where can I get armor like that?
You can't. This armor is reserved for Raven's Guard. I hardly think there's an entrance exam for new candidates. But the ultimate decision isn't mine, it's Raven's.
It's totally obvious.
What does he know about duty?
I wouldn't have done that.
I used to say that myself.
That's nothing new.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Attack? Sorry, I was absent for some time. I don't know anything about it.
Hey! I've talked to Esteban.
And did he tell you about the attack?
He ordered me to find out who sent the assassin. Do you know anything about that?
No more than you do. I'm also on the hunt for the guy behind it. And now we come to the interesting part.
Let's hear it.
I want you to do your job well. I want you to find the traitor. And when you have found him, I want you to kill him for me. Then I will pocket the reward. I have your wanted poster. Don't forget that. Do your job and do it well. You can figure out what will happen otherwise.
Forget it.
Then what do I still need you for, you bum?
Hey, people! Look who we have here!
Ah! Finish him!
Tell me, why did Senyan yell, "Look who we have here"?
Unpaid debts. Do you have a problem with that?
No, man, I don't have a problem with it. Quite the opposite. The bastard worked for Esteban.
What do you know about the attack?
Hey, man, I didn't have anything to do with it.
What do you have against Esteban?
All that swine thinks about is money. Every few days, one of us gets eaten by a crawler. But Esteban just won't send any fighters into the mine. And why? Those guys belong to Raven's bodyguards, and Esteban is scared shitless to tell them. He'd rather let us get killed.
Hey, you! What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Nothing at all.
Hey, you! What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
You're looking for the guy who's behind it, huh? But I don't know anything about it. How could I? I was still in the swamp then.
I'll come back later. Hey, you! What do you know about the attack?
The thing with Esteban? You know how it is. The barkeeper hears everything, but never takes sides.
So do you know something?
I didn't say that.
If you were in my place, what would you do?
I would think about what I know about the guy behind it. First, it was probably one of the bandits. That means he's here in the camp. Second, that he's here in the camp means that he is watching you. Third, as long as he thinks that you're on Esteban's side, he'll never reveal himself to you. So, the interesting question is, what are your chances of finding your man?
What are my chances of finding my man?
You bumped off one of Esteban's people. The man you're looking for will believe you're on his side. But he won't just reveal himself to you. You'll have to find out more.
Thanks.
Hey, I didn't tell you anything you didn't already know. Got it?
What do people here think of Esteban?
You'll have to be a bit more precise.
What about Finn?
A good digger. He has a nose for gold. Esteban favors him because of it. I think he's in pretty good standing with him.
What does Lenar think about Esteban?
As far as I can tell, Lenar doesn't think at all.
Emilio, what does he think about Esteban?
I don't think he'll bring any flowers to Esteban's grave, if you know what I mean.
What about Fisk?
Fisk is Fisk. He pays his share to Esteban and distributes the goods he mostly gets from the pirates. I don't think he really cares about Esteban.
What does Huno think of Esteban?
Ah, Uno. I know almost nothing about him. That information is, of course, free.
What about Paul?
I don't think he particularly likes Esteban. Since he's been working for Huno, he'll never get into the mine.
What do you think of Esteban?
Whoever talks about him is soon dead.
Hey, you! About the attack on Esteban.
Yeah?
Do you have any idea who's behind this?
Why do you want to know?
Esteban wants to see him dead.
Oh, You work for the boss. Then I'll tell you what I know. When the attack took place, I was trying to get my pickaxe from Huno the smith. But he wasn't there.
And?
Usually he's always there. Very suspicious if you ask me.
About the attack on Esteban,
Yes?
do you have any idea who was behind it?
Sure. Let me tell you, I bet that Emilio is behind this. He always ran to the mine like a crazy man. He dug as much as he could. But since the attack, he's been sitting on his bench, not budging an inch. It's obvious. To get into the mine, he has to have a red stone from Esteban. I bet he doesn't dare look him in the eye.
What would Emilio get out of Esteban's death?
What do I know? Maybe he has a pal in the mine who would take over Esteban's place then. Yeah, that would make sense.
Hey! Leonard told me a bit about you.
Leonard? That guy's an idiot. You must have noticed.
He said you haven't been in the mine since the attack happened.
I don't know anything.
Help me find out who was behind the attack.
No, I don't want anything to do with it.
If an idiot like Leonard notices that you're behaving oddly, it won't take long before Esteban finds out too.
Shit. I'll tell you one name. Nothing more.
I'm listening.
Huno. Go to Huno. He must know something about this business.
What does he know about duty?
Hey!
Nobody ever asks.
What do you know about the attempt on Esteban's life?
Nothing, man. I didn't have anything to do with it. What do you want from me?
I used to say that myself.
Huno is suspected of having something to do with the attack.
I don't know anything about it.
I used to say that myself.
But you work for Huno, so you do know something.
I know nothing. Honest, I have to go now.
Over again.
Nothing's ever gonna change that.
Do you know what Esteban will do to you when he finds out you're covering for Huno?
Man, leave me alone. I don't have anything to do with that business.
He really should have known better.
Tell me what you know now, or I'll slam you into the wall, Paul.
You can't rough me up just because you work for the boss.
I can.
Cut the crap.
Paul.
All I know is that Huno has a bone to pick with Esteban. He's constantly going on at me about that Esteban, that he screwed up business for him and so on. I only listened and never said anything.
Exactly. You see, that wasn't so bad. Everything else all right with you?
I told you everything I know.
All over again.
You already know what I think.
You don't have to tell me that.
He was falling down drunk.
He really should have known better.
They all ran like rabbits if I was going.
That isn't true.
They all ran like rabbits if I was going.
I used to say that myself.